Hello everyone and welcome back to English Stories with Sidz, where every story touches your heart and helps you grow your English at the same time. Before I begin today's story, I want you to think about something very important. Is there someone in your life, a parent, a friend, a brother, a sister, someone you love deeply, someone you have been meaning to call, someone you have been meaning to visit, someone you have been meaning to tell, I love you, I appreciate you, thank you for everything you have done for me. But you keep saying, I will do it tomorrow. My dear friends, today's story is a reminder, a gentle but powerful reminder, that tomorrow is never guaranteed. So take a deep breath, hold your loved ones a little closer in your heart, and let us begin. Once upon a time, in a small, quiet town surrounded by green hills and golden fields, there lived a young man named Zaid. Zaid was 28 years old. He was hard-working, ambitious, and always moving, always busy, always rushing, always focused on the next thing. He had a good job in the city, a nice apartment, a busy life full of meetings and deadlines and plans. And he had a father. His father's name was Rashid. Rashid was a simple, gentle man in his 60s. He had spent his entire life working quietly and humbly as a carpenter, building things with his hands so that Zaid could have a better life than he did. Rashid never asked for much. He never complained. He never demanded anything from his busy son. He just waited. Every Friday evening, Rashid would sit in his old wooden chair by the window of his small home, looking down the road, waiting for Zaid's car to appear. Sometimes it did. More often, it did not. Every week, Zaid would call his father, but the calls were always short. "Baba, how are you?" "I'm fine, son. How's work?" "Busy as always, Baba. Listen, I cannot talk long today. I have a meeting." "Of course, son. Take care of yourself." "You too, Baba. I will come visit soon." "I will be here." And the call would end. Zaid always meant to call longer. He always meant to visit more. He always meant to sit with his father the way they used to sit together when he was a boy, his father carving wood in the warm workshop, Zaid watching with wide, fascinated eyes, asking 100 questions. He meant to go back to those moments. He meant to tell his father, "Baba, everything I am, everything I have built, I built it because of you." He meant to say it. He just never found the time. "I will tell him tomorrow," Zaid always said to himself. "When things slow down, when this project is finished, when life gets a little less busy. Tomorrow, tomorrow, always tomorrow." Then, slowly, quietly, the signs began to appear. His father's voice on the phone sounded a little more tired each week. His steps, when Zaid did visit, were a little slower. His hands, those strong carpenter hands that had built furniture for 30 years, had begun to shake slightly. Zaid noticed, but he told himself, "He is just getting older. He is fine. I will visit him properly next month when this project is done." Next month came. The project was not done. Next month became the month after, and the month after became the month after that. Then, one Tuesday morning, a completely ordinary Tuesday, Zaid's phone rang. It was his father's neighbor. "Zaid, you need to come home. Your father collapsed this morning. He is in the hospital." Zaid dropped everything. He drove faster than he had ever driven in his life, his hands gripping the steering wheel so tightly his knuckles turned white, his mind racing with all the things he had not said, all the visits he had not made, all the tomorrows he had thrown away so carelessly. When he arrived at the hospital, his father was lying in a white bed, looking smaller than Zaid had ever seen him look. But his eyes, when they found Zaid's face, were warm, still warm, always warm. Rashid reached out his hand slowly. Zaid took it and held it with both of his, and could not speak for a long moment. Finally, he looked at his father and said, his voice breaking, "Baba, I am so sorry. I should have come more. I should have called longer. I had so many things I wanted to say to you, and I kept thinking I had more time." Rashid squeezed his son's hand gently and said, "You are here now, son." "But Baba, You are here now." Zaid stayed. He canceled everything, every meeting, every deadline, every plan. For the first time in years, nothing else existed except his father. He sat beside that hospital bed every single day. He brought his father tea the way he liked it, strong with just a little sugar. He read to him from the newspaper the way Rashid used to read to young Zaid before bed. He held his hand. He made him laugh. He listened, really listened to every story his father told. And in those quiet hospital days, Zaid finally said everything he had been saving for tomorrow. "Baba, you are the reason I know how to work hard. Baba, you are the reason I never gave up. Baba, I love you more than I have ever known how to say." And Rashid, his eyes shining, would squeeze his son's hand and say, "I know, son. I always knew." Rashid recovered. Slowly, week by week, he grew stronger. And the day he finally came home, Zaid helped him through the door of his small house and sat him down in his old wooden chair by the window. Rashid looked around his simple home, at his tools, at his workshop, at the view of the green hills from his window, and smiled the deepest, most contented smile Zaid had ever seen. Then he looked at his son and said, "Zaid, I want to give you something." He reached into the pocket of his robe and pulled out a small piece of old wood, smooth and worn, the kind Rashid had always carried in his pocket as a carpenter. He placed it in Zaid's hand and said, "Your grandfather gave me this when I was young. He told me, wood is patient. It waits. It can be shaped into something beautiful at any time. But people are not wood. People cannot wait forever. Do not make the people you love wait for you, son. Do not save your love for tomorrow. Give it today, always today." Zaid looked down at the small piece of wood in his hand, and for the first time in his adult life, he wept. From that day forward, Zaid changed, not dramatically, not all at once, but in the small, quiet ways that matter most. He called his father every single day, not short, rushed calls, but long, warm conversations about nothing and everything. He visited every Friday evening without fail and sat in the workshop watching his father work, just like he did as a boy. And every time he felt the old familiar pull of busyness, every time he heard that voice saying, "You will do it tomorrow," he would reach into his pocket and feel that small, smooth piece of wood. And he would pick up the phone, or get in the car, or simply say the words, right then, right now, today. Because Zaid finally understood what his father had always known. Tomorrow is a promise nobody can make. Today is the only gift we ever truly have.